earGround Radio. New voices amplified.
earGround, your voice is amplified. My name is Plot Mark, and welcome to yet another edition of our weekly shows. And like I promised you, we're going to be having different shows that are focusing on different programs, different activities, different players within the creative industry. And today, we decided to start a program that is going to be focusing on the promotion side, behind the scenes, what happens for the showbiz to work the way that it has to work or the way that it is working. And today I'll be speaking to one of the leading promoters in Zimbabwe. He leads one of the flagship companies that are running some of the major initiatives within the creative and the arts industry in Zimbabwe. And this happens to be Kayse Connect. So I'll be speaking to Elton Kurima. Elton, welcome to earGround.
Thank you so much, Plot. It's an honor just to be here with you and having to have this chat on the music and arts.
Wow, great. It's good to have you at such a time when a lot of activity have been put down for more than a year now. There's not so much happening, but you guys have defied the odds. We're going to get more into that. But just to start off with, most people would want to know who's Elton and also who's Kayse Connect.
My name is Elton Kurima, a father of two, apparently, happily married. let me take that one.
Great.
So you know, happily married, and I'm just a creative in your space, someone who loves and enjoys music. Grew up in Chitungwiza. That's where I was born. So I would simply say born and bred in Chitungwiza.
Yes.
Spent most of my time hanging around musicians. I can pick. I used to share a bed with him at home. Yeah, a couple of artists I've spent time with. Grew up loving music, sang in the church choir, and yeah, here I am. And Kayse Connect is an company that it does promotions, arts, music, entertainment. That's what we do: music, arts, and entertainment. Yeah.
That is great. But growing up in Chitungwiza, being surrounded by a lot of artists, did you see yourself become a promoter one of these days?
Not really. I remember I actually thought, you know what, this music is not for elite. That's one thing that was always on my mind. When I grow up, I would not want to be a part of this. This is not for the elite. So it was not even close to my mind. But hey, you know what, we had it, and here we are.
And do you remember the first event that you promoted?
Pato ranking.
Wow, we started off with a big one, Pato ranking.
Pato ranking. Yeah, Pato ranking. Pato ranking was the very first event that Kayse Connect we did on an international level as well. So the thing is, we wanted to start and decided to start by just doing it big. That's how we chose to do it.
Wow. Wow, that is great. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to give people a snippet of what transpired, you know, for the Pato ranking show, and we're going to get deep into our conversation to talk about the business behind, you know, promotions, or the promotions behind the business. I don't know which one comes after the other or before the other.
It's just like the hen and chicken. It's like the hen and chicken argument, yeah.
True. And thank you so much to all those that are tuning in. Takuzo Asha Johnson, thank you so much. I see you. Taino Trevor, Delvin Kayse, they're tuned in, they're watching, and they're enjoying the program. So I'm going to play that snippet and then give people a bit of perspective of the big things that you've been working on and the impact that you've been making in the industry. Let me see. I hope I no, this not the Pato ranking one. I have it somewhere here. Let me see. I think this is the.
My God!
Yes, that was Pato ranking in Zimbabwe. Well,
Yeah.
how was the experience hosting the Pato ranking concert?
The Pato Ranking concert, on the background of it, Pato Ranking is actually a very cool guy. He's one of those artists who is free and liberal, so we didn't have any challenges in terms of dealing with him as a person. A lot of learning points that we had, how to handle, how to negotiate with them, how to make them feel at home. So with him, as you just saw on that video, we decided not to hide the celebrity, but take the celebrity to the people. So the concept that we had was, if we are bringing in anyone from outside, why should he be kept in a hotel? Why can't we allow him to go and mix and mingle with his fans? So with Pato Ranking, we chose to go to the University of Zimbabwe. So that clip from the University of Zimbabwe, we just arrived. No one knew we were going there. So it was like a surprise visit. And yeah, it came out well.
Wow, great. A surprise visit and people loved it. And the concert, ultimately, how did it go? How was it?
It was fun. The concert was, it was fully subscribed. And the challenges we had, I think on the downside of the concert were the bouncers. So the issue of the bouncers was just on the rise, and a lot of things happened at the entry. But then the good thing is we had pre-sales of the tickets. That's number one. And number two, we really managed to have a very good concert in terms of the delivery of the artists, in terms of the delivery of the event. And I remember on that day, Pato Ranking said he has a surprise for Zimbabwe, and he sang the Tose Sababa.
Yes, I remember.
Tose Sababa on the day, yeah. So I was there, and I'm saying, yeah, wow, someone from outside recognizing an icon in Zimbabwe. So it was a highlight for me on that particular concert.
Wow, great. Let's talk a bit about the bouncers as we get more into the details of the business. There's been an outcry, and there was such an outcry at one time. I remember Bodislam raised this, Chipas raised this, and you just also mentioned it. Mama Red Rose once mentioned it as well, that the bouncers seem to be cashing in more than the promoter makes from a concert. What has been your experience? What happens? Why do bouncers easily find their way to make more money than the promoter during an event?
I think it's a mix of two things. Number one, when a promoter brings in an artist, there are things that he's thinking of, and on top of it is entertaining the fans. So there is a value that he places out there in terms of paying the acts, paying the transport and the travel fares, the accommodation. And the fans, as long as they don't appreciate that there is monetary value that has been placed into this concert, they find it easy to go to the bouncers, because the bouncer, instead of one paying $15, for example, he or she chooses they want to pay $5. So they go the bouncer route. So then I would say the fans are trying also to get value or at a level, for me, it's just fans not appreciating or not understanding how much effort and how much money has been put into an event. The bouncers themselves, on the other hand, I think it's pure greed, where one tries to reap where they have not gone. How I look at it, if it's a business model, you can't just go and reap where you have not placed in an investment. So I look at it as greed. I look at it as theft. That's what it is. Yeah.
Wow, greed and theft there. But what measures, because this continues to happen, is it not that promoters are not putting enough measures to ensure that they avoid such situations where bouncers cash in? Because it continues to happen to different promoters. Is it now, because me as a fan, if given a choice, I'm not saying that's what I would do, but I'm just thinking of an average fan that gets to a venue, and then they are able to access the same ticket for less the money. A lot would actually go that route.
All right. So plot, starting off with, every promoter does what pre-event sales of tickets. So if the fans have opportunity to go and buy the tickets, say for example online, if I choose to sell the tickets from a store, there's an opportunity for a fan to pay value for value. Because I want to go, for example, let's look at Pato Ranking. I want to go watch Pato Ranking perform, and I'm going to get entertainment value. So the entertainment value has a price tag, $15. And if the promoter has put out online, and if a promoter has put out the tickets in stores, then I don't think there's much that they can do before the event. On the day of the event, we have the police, we have security guys who are there, and we also hire the bouncers. The purpose of us hiring the bouncers is to bring in order as well. So, but the unfortunate thing is, for some, not all of them, I need to make that clear. For some of the bouncers, because they are there and they are hired, they sort of have a clique. I'm here, I call my friend, and my friend then does the other route of getting and selling tickets on the door. So promoters, I'm sure they would have done all that needs to be done. Clearing their event with the National Arts Council, paying the police to be there to monitor as well. So I don't think there's much that promoters can do except for the fans to appreciate what they are getting from the promoters, and fans for them also to stand up and say, you know what, we are not going to be part of this line of corruption. We would want to do the right thing. We are getting value, so we also want to give value. That's my take, and that's how I see it.
And still on that subject, before I move to my next question, are there reputable security companies like bouncers that promoters would say, look, you know what, maybe if you go to this particular company and then you get a fair deal. I remember when I was promoting events, there was one particular group of bouncers that I trusted, and whenever I did events and I invited them, they would come in and deliver. I never had any problems with them. Is there something like that where you could say, okay, there is maybe not 100%, but they're actually reputable security companies that are offering better security?
Yeah, they are there, Plot. But then the dynamic is, you engage one person who then gets his team together. So he is honest, he is on point, he has everything going, but maybe the people that he engaged then will then bring in that other side that we have been talking about. But people who are honest, people who are loyal, they are there. And yeah, we deal with those ones. But you always know, where there are so many people around, there is bound to be those connections, and bouncers take advantage of that.
Wow, great. So we're just going to take a small commercial break. We're coming back just right after this. And keep your messages coming through. My name is Plot Mark. I'm speaking there to Elton Kurima of Kayse Connect. You're on earGround, New Voices Amplified. New Voices Amplified, that's the platform, that the place we're talking about promotion, the business of music and arts promotion. In terms of the choice of artists that you pick for a concert, what do you look at? Because there's been a lot of outcry. Promoter and Zimuru Pakura City Fair. Kayse Connect. I've looked at the lineup of artists that you've selected for a different concert. Quite an interesting lineup. What do you look at before you engage artists?
Well, first and foremost, promotion is big, and that has to be clear. When one invests, they expect a return. So the first thing that we look at is who is going to deliver exactly the concept we want to get out there. So on every concert, there is a concept that we align to. So who is in particular is going to deliver? That's number one. And number two, of the whole list of artists, who has a good following? Is it going on such that when he's there, people will also come through to the events? And then lastly, we also look at, if you, like you said, you follow our lineups, there's always that one person who is not known. So like for the Pato ranking event, we had Aishan. I think that's the first time that he performed after, I think his first concert was on the Pato ranking event. So we always have that one person who's not known, that one person that we just try and give a platform to shine and just to perform and just to be known as well. So those are some of the dynamics that we look into before we come up with our lineup.
Great. So you look at the numbers, who is able to deliver numbers, who's able to give you value in terms of what you want, and
Yes.
also you consider artists that are not known on your lineup. And then,
Yes.
Ladies, we have seen a lot of the concerts exclude women, or just have one lady. There are like 7 male artists, and then there's just one lady. And some are saying it's tokenism. There is no sincerity from promoters to really give women who are historically disadvantaged in terms of the showbiz a chance to shine, a chance to grow, and a chance to develop. As Kayse Connect, what has been your approach with regard to gender issues on promotion?
Well, this one, like you're saying, is a sensitive one, Plot. But then the thing is, how much work are you putting in? How much time are you putting into your own craft? Before someone else can look at your craft, are you yourself satisfied with what you have done? Are you yourself satisfied with the effort that you have put into your music as a lady? Before you speak of being gender sensitive or anything. So if you look around, maybe if I could just pick a name, I had a conversation with Tammy Moyo, and I was just applauding her for the effort that she is putting in her own craft. So it's easy for anyone who's out there wanting to do a concert to think of, okay, for ladies, there's Tammy Moyo, because she has been consistent. She has been putting a craft. She has been developing her own skills. So look, like I said, it's business. You look at who is doing the best with what they have, and then you come in and you add. Are there women who are exceptionally good in Zimbabwe? Yes, they are there. I can pick 5 from the top of my head now. So
do you mind giving out those for you as a promoter?
Tammy Moyo, one of them. Mm-hmm. Amara Brown, she's good. Gemma coming into herself. And at the moment, I'm loving how look, it just slipped, you know.
Okay, you almost got my guess there.
Felinande, I'm loving how Felinande is doing it. If I had a chance just to talk to her, I'll tell you how she's just doing wonders in the industry. So that's how it is. If you're doing good, if you're working well, I mean, people will see, people will value that, and people will bring you to the stage where you are supposed to be. So I believe it's a matter of not just getting things on a freebie type of a thing. Also, not saying because I'm a woman, I'm a woman, I deserve to be there, gender-wise. Put effort into your craft. Put value into your music. Be happy with what you're doing yourself, and then, I mean, everybody else would see that there is value in your craft. I now repeat, Felinandi is doing wonders. I'm enjoying Felinandi at the moment.
She's amazing.
Yeah.
So what do you look at? Because right now there are no concerts, like there's a lockdown as a promoter, but we still see you guys doing shows. What do you look at? Do you look at the social media? Do you go on YouTube? Where do you start as a promoter if you're looking for 5 artists to put up on a show?
The radio is one thing that we start with. Who is making noise? Social media. If you post, for example, Felinandi, I think everybody will comment that she's doing great. So those are some of the pointers. New music out there. I mean, who is sending out new music? Who is doing? Who's just recording and who's performing? I mean, all those things are some of the things that we look at.
So you're telling me that you also go through different social media platforms, your Zimbas, your Zim Celebs, and others, and check which are some of the artists that are there, and also the interaction and engagement that people have made with regard to a specific artist. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I do that. So I do 2 things, Plot. Number 1, I'm online just checking how people are doing their things. And number 2, I'm always on YouTube playing local music. I favor local music most. So I'm like always there playing music. I can literally tell you who released what, when. It's because I'm always constantly following what these artists are doing. It's important for me as much as it's important for them to always be following up on their music careers. I can tell you, Felinandi had a concert last week, and it's all because I'm always on either her page, YouTube, Natty O's page, or on YouTube. I'm loving the reggae vibes that Lazy T is putting through. And yeah, I'm always just listening and watching. Wow. Ears on the ground, like earGround.
Wow, that is great. That is actually encouraging there. Moving on to the lockdown period, the pandemic hit, and promoters, we have seen a campaign. There's actually a campaign that is going on right now where people are saying, look, I am also a promoter, I'm also an artist, and I need to live, and events are doable. We're going to get more into that, but I want to talk a bit more on Kayse Connect. You did a couple of concerts, and I'm going to play a snippet from, actually 2-3 snippets from some of the concerts that you have done, just to give people a bit of an insight into these events that you're doing. And I'm going to start off with the ninja president.
I told you.
That is Kayse Connect. They're really doing well, but they're quite a number of more concerts they've done. Yes, and they've also done a couple of gospel concerts. So I'm just going to play the most recent concert snippet. So yes, just to give people a bit of perspective on the nature of the events that we are doing, the level of promotion. But our mosquitoes, this is like really proper, well invested, and it's heavily invested.
Yeah.
Take us through some of these concerts. You just did these 2 concerts and they're streaming online on Gateway Stream. You talked about business. And I'm thinking to myself, with the lockdown situation, is there still business for a promoter? And what sort of business model are you operating with, especially with regard to the concerts that I've just referred to? Because I'm thinking, would the artist come through personal beg? No. So it means the promoter is actually putting money to get these concerts done. And is he also getting a return on that investment? How does it work?
All right. So let's start with, we did Best of Both Worlds, which was a Winky D racer concert. And then we did our worship experience. So the key, I think, on your question is partnerships. There is no way that in this pandemic at the moment, one can to get the money back, but then the power of partnerships. So we had a very good partner, Gateway Stream. So we partnered with Gateway Stream music app, which allowed us to do a pay-per-view concert. So basically, it's a friend concept locally, though internationally, I think it's out there and people are enjoying using pay-per-view concept. Locally, Gateway Stream, Case Connect partnered to bring you Best of Both Worlds. So corporates, when they see value, they also partner with you. So I think it's something that worked out well for us, and we are still encouraging people to still go online, view Best of Both Worlds, such that there is income that still comes. As for the art model, it's very simple. We agree, whatever we agree is exactly what we do. So I know, like you said, artists need to be paid because for them this is also business. And they need to be paid. So at the end of the day, the biggest dynamic on promoters is getting corporates on board and then getting people who can sponsor those events. And I think it's all coming down to value. What type of value are you throwing back to the corporates? So it's always that catch. Corporates can't come where they don't see value. So you need to really sell yourself to them and see how you can work together with them. And for us, Gateway Stream worked as a partner.
Wow. And are the artists appreciating this effort? Do you see them appreciating and supporting what you guys are doing, especially at a time like this?
Unfortunately, I would have to say some do, some don't. As a promoter, one of the things that we know is this is a partnership. I think that's the best word that I can use. If I set up an event and I approach artist A, it basically means I'm getting into a partnership with artist A. Why is it a partnership? It's a partnership because I want ticket sales. You also want me to pay you. So it's a partnership. And unfortunately, for some artists, they don't see the value. So you end up doing the bulk of the work, I'll say, in terms of the marketing of the event.
Yes, that's
so
an interesting one. Yes, you go ahead.
If I engage artist A, I'm engaging artist A because I believe you have fans that can follow you and make it easy. And it's so sad that some artists choose to pay for the concert, and in course, ever getting is said is yours. But then if I look at a partnership, because number one, a performance, I understand. But you also perform such that to pay you. So I think it's always that catch to understand that partnership is key when we come to concerts. Whatever effort that I want to put, I believe artists should also put not 100% of what I put, but maybe 10, 20%. Just post maybe once a week. Just post. I'll be performing here. I'll be doing this. I'm working with this guy. I mean, that's just an expectation. Some artists do, some don't.
Wow. Okay. Is that something that you think could be included in the contracts? To say,
Definitely.
look, I'm hiring you as an artist to perform, but you also need to talk about the event. Or there's also an expectation from the promoter to say, look, you as an artist, I've hired you for this event. You should be able to talk about it.
So now, because of the lessons that you get to learn in the industry, I'd say to you, it's key that this becomes a marketing clause. Whatever contract that goes out there has to be a marketing clause that specifies the terms and conditions of marketing. Initially, when you deal with people, you are assuming that, I've hired artist X, and the expectation is it's his event, so he's gonna post. It's her event, so she's gonna post. She's gonna be talking about it. Most of the time, you end up asking Akomdara, post Mdara.
What's the response? What sort of responses do you get when you ask an artist or the management to also post about the event where they are performing, where you've paid a full performance fee?
I'll give this as an example. It's easier to get Pato Ranking to post my post than most of the local artists. And if you remember on Best of Both Worlds, Pato Ranking posted and just said two of the biggest artists in Zimbabwe. But I'll tell you, most of the artists who are local can't do that. They don't do that. So it's easier to get those posts elsewhere rather than artists. That's the observation we have had so far.
Wow. Okay. Best of Both Worlds. We remember it had the first show that didn't happen. And I know most people went speculating. There was a lot of talk in the press and elsewhere. And I think just to create a bit of closure, people would want to know what had transpired, because you had a concert and then the concert got cancelled, didn't happen, and then you did another concert. And I assume that you also lost a lot of money with the cancellation.
You know what, Plot? I believe it all starts and ends with me as the promoter. Whatever happened in the background still remains my responsibility. Whatever good, whatever bad, still my responsibility. So I want to shoulder this one and say, as a promoter, all due diligence was done, but at the end of the day, the show didn't kick off. So it still remains my responsibility. And we did all that we had to do to make sure that a later date was scheduled and the concert was done. So I think going back, trying to see what happened and all that, I would just want to say it's always our responsibility. When such things happen, we make sure that we solve all the issues that need to be solved, and things that need to be done are done.
Wow. Making sure that all things that need to be done are done. I'm going to move over to the issue that is trending right now. Events are doable. But before we do that, I'm just going to play a small snippet from one of the events that we did, and then we continue from there. I don't. That's why my guitar. And I miss the feeling of a live show. You know, it's really getting into my head.
Yeah.
Now there is a campaign. Yeah, there is a campaign that is happening right now, and people are talking about this campaign. Events are doable, and for the benefit of those that are watching, here is what some of the promoters and artists are saying. They're saying events are a source of employment and events are doable. And it goes on. There are so many messages that are being shared around this campaign. You know, I'm an artist without events. I have no income. I can't survive, you know. And I also saw another one that says, as a promoter, as an artist, I now have to go to South Africa for me to make money. Let's talk, as Kulume, about this particular campaign or this call from artists and promoters for events to resume. What's your take as Kayse Connect?
Look, this is like my garden. We all want concerts to be back. We meant to be back. I mean, no doubt. But at the end of the day, I subscribe fully with that campaign to say events are doable. Maybe just the question is how. I'm fully behind events are doable, but I also believe that there are authorities who look at something that at the moment we can push, but then the powers be have the final decision. So I think I'm for getting new times for events. I'm just imagining having an outdoor concert properly barricaded. I think at one point I posted a picture. I think I got it from, is it Denmark? I can't remember. But then they're doing outdoor concerts, family by family. They have their own cubicle. So it's something that if the investment is there and if the powers be say it's okay, then I mean it's fine. But yeah, they are doable. It's just the how part that needs to be sorted out.
Wow, events are doable. But you as a promoter, do you think it's practical? Like if you had a chance now to resume events, do you think, given the pandemic, given the fears that people have, and also the limited infrastructure that allows events to happen in different formats, do you see this as something that is practical and doable from an artistic point of view, from a promoter point of view, and also an audience perspective?
Look, doable plot. Outdoor, proper investment for cubicles, proper discipline. Discipline will also come into play in terms of how many people are allowed, how many people should get into a cubicle. Families, if you're coming from one family, you buy your tickets and you get your own cubicle. Properly socially distanced, then that's fine. I think it's doable. For me, I think outdoor is the easiest. For now, outdoor will be the easiest. It gives us a lot of space to work around, but there's gonna be need for huge investments, but security and I don't know, testing all the proper COVID protocols. So there's really more for that investment to be there.
Wow, that's great. That's quite encouraging. Then I hope that the powers that be will take heed and will engage also with the creatives to see the way forward in creating a conducive environment for the resumption of events. What's next? What is Kayse Connect working on apart from what we have seen so far? What else are you doing and what else are you promising us in the future?
So before the pandemic, we always have a calendar for events a year, and we still have Burna Boy to come to Zimbabwe. We still have the Kazao Conbrace. So this one plot is an exciting one because it's our local concert where we look. Growing up, like I told you, Tungiza, one of the things that I loved the most was the music. Ana Rocky, Ana Leonard Mapfumo, Plaxides Wenyika. So this particular concert is in all local urban grooves, if I may put that in quote, concert, where we remember those guys. They're still artists performing. They're still good. They're still doing good music. So we have that concert once a year, and we still have slotted that one for a performance. We have another concert for. We have South African artists who are also supposed to come through, and the big one, like I said, boy, still come to Zim. It really has to be done. I don't know how, when, but still on the cards.
Wow. Still on the cards there, Burna Boy coming to Zimbabwe. I'm just going to play another short video clip for the benefit of those that have just joined us now. And thank you so much. I see you, Kudakwashe Wapunga. Thank you so much. He says, great job that you're doing. I'm sorry, I was watching on YouTube, says, Monokoda Mdara. I think that's street lingo for Magapenga Mdara. Jez Didondada, thank you so much. Tanaka Dirani, Mdara Mukumichimanya, is doing amazing stuff with live streaming of events. Yeah. Welcome back, earGround, New Voices Amplified. We're also supporting the initiatives. Events are doable, and we urge the authorities to look into ways that events can actually resume, or else we're going to lose the entire industry. Artists now have to cross over to South Africa for them to get gigs, to get concerts. The few corporates that are throwing in support towards artists, they're overwhelmed, I assume, because with so many artists, hundreds of them, thousands of them, and the whole entertainment industry, from people that are working behind the scenes, making sure that events happen, a lot of them are not working. Also, those that are even providing food, vendors, and everyone who is involved around an event, they are jobless at the moment. Now, if there's an artist out there who's watching and they would want to get in touch with KC Connect, or if there's a promoter, if there's somebody else who wants to collaborate and network and work with you guys, how best can they get in touch?
Well, my number is 0782 818 505, or they can call 0787 884 998. Online, we are Case Connect. So we take time to go through all our social media pages. Follow us, like our pages on YouTube, Case Connect TV. we are there as well.
Great. Like and follow Case Connect on Facebook, on YouTube, and you'll be able to connect with Case Connect. And your current playlist right now, you mentioned quite a number of artists that you're keeping an eye on, but which 3 artists would you say form your playlist at present?
Natty O, I think the world needs to look out. Natty O is he's a banger. I mean, Natty O. I love Aishan,
Yes.
and Felinandi. Those 3 are topping my list at the moment.
Wow, that is great. Felinandi, Aisha, Natty O, you have heard it. Casey Connect is keeping an eye on you guys, and I think they've actually done shows with 2 of you already, Natty O and Aishan. So I keep an ear or an eye for my sister Felinandi, who's doing amazing, to say keep doing what you're doing. The promoters are watching, and definitely there's going to be more that's coming through. Wow, it's been awesome. It's been great. It's been nice speaking to you, and thank you so much for giving us a glimpse into what happens behind the scenes in terms of music promotion, and your word to people that follow Casey Connect and all the friends of music in Zimbabwe.
I think first, thank you so much, Plot, for having me on your show. To the fans and the world out there, stay safe. Definitely, we shall dance again very soon. We shall definitely have time to have fun. Just stay safe, protect yourselves, and protect your loved ones.
Stay safe, protect yourself, and protect your loved ones. So those are the words from Elton Kurima of Casey Connect, one of the leading music and arts promoters in Zimbabwe, who has been telling us about their operations, but also what goes on between the artists and the promoters and behind the scenes, all the details. So until next time, stay tuned to earGround. This week, we've got some exciting interviews. I'm going to be speaking to Metaphysics. I'll be speaking also to Drez Dumimara Ere Jr., who is dropping something amazing this coming weekend. And I'll also be speaking to RP, who is a hip hop artist from Chitungwiza, tomorrow on Saturday, not tomorrow. Yeah. So stay tuned. Until next time, earGround, your voice is amplified. We keep you entertained, we keep you informed. I'm out.